Now, let's talk about Paul Pogba. He's all of the back pages of the papers today. He's been handed a 4-year ban from football for doping. And here's how we've been reacting on talkSPORT.
And Manchester United lead by 2-0 on the stroke of half-time. Pogba started it, Pogba finished it.
We're hearing from Italy this lunchtime that he's been handed a 4-year ban from football, that after he failed a drugs test last August.
He might just get a reduced sentence to 2 years, maybe 3. Even that, he turned 31 in March. So I think even if he trains on his own for 2 years and doesn't play, who would give him a contract?
4 years for me, not lifetime. I'm not giving him a lifetime ban, but 4 years for me is adequate.
Is it cheating?
Yeah, of course it's cheating.
I think it's lights out, and I wouldn't be surprised if the appeal fails, and bearing in mind it has to be filed within 21 days, so it doesn't give him and his team a lot of time to compile additional evidence.
The worst thing that happened to him, winning a World Cup, where he could turn and say, I'm a World Cup winner. I think at that point, it was him going backwards.
So, Paul Pogba tested positive for elevated levels of the naturally occurring hormone DHEA in a sample taken following Juve's win at Udinese on August the 20th. He is absolutely devastated with the ruling and will be looking to appeal it, and he's facing a 4-year suspension from the game. 03717223344. How will he be remembered? Jermaine, let's go to you first.
It's a shame. I think this will shadow what he's done in the game. I think it's a massive thing, a massive story, and to be out the game for 4 years, people will look back. They always do. That sometimes the negative outshines the positive, and this is one of those things. It's a massive thing. He's a World Cup winner, great player, great talent, and then to be banned for 4 years potentially. It's going to ruin his legacy, what he's done in the game, I think personally.
How can you find yourself in that situation when you're an elite athlete and testing happens all the time? Where is this? I mean, obviously he's going to appeal it, but do you think it just looks very dodgy? Do he looks like he's been cheating here?
Look, it looks like, we don't know the ins and outs. I'm sure we'll find out in the appeal, but I think Paul Pogba is a player who likes to be in the limelight. He likes to be the centre of attention. We've seen that throughout his career. And does he feel that he's dropping? Does he feel like he needed that lift? He needed that spark? He needed that little bit of help to put him to those heights? Again, he's 30 now, so that's when you start reaching a little bit of the cliff in your performance and in your playing style. So is he trying to again get to those heights as he was as a youngster? He's
totally spoiled himself, because there was also the pictures of him when he went skiing. When, playing for Juventus, he went actually to a ski slope and posted pictures, and I thought, are you all right? Like, we can see this now, and that's something that you cannot be doing as a sportsman.
Skiing's forbidden. Jet skiing is we're not insured for those things, so it's forbidden. And look, there's always been controversy surrounding Paul Pogba. There's always been incidents, his family things, his brother trying to blackmail him for millions of pounds. And that's just the character he is. But again, this one I think is possibly a step too far to ruin your career, to ruin not playing the sport that you love for potentially 4 years if the appeal doesn't go. It's just a massive waste.
2016 he joined Manchester United again. He stayed till 2022, 226 games in that time and 39 goals. He won the Europa League and he won the League Cup, and then went off on a free transfer. Do you think he was a completely underrated player, or was he completely overrated?
It's a tough one, because we saw glimpses of absolutely genius when he was at Juventus and, got that humongous transfer fee to Manchester United. And then there was slight glimpses of those days at Juventus in United, but it wasn't consistent enough. So, and we've seen him for France. When he played for France, it was one of their best players.
It was an incredible watch.
Yeah, for France.
Him at that time, you thought, how come that can't come to Manchester United?
Exactly that. So I wouldn't say he was underrated. He was rated as he was, so he should be, but he was very inconsistent. So there was always question marks about his attitude, his ability, his mental state, and where he is in his head and in the game. But yeah, you can't take away Paul Pogba is a great athlete, a great footballer, but there's just something not right upstairs.
Well, It's the way you say it sometimes. But you're right. I mean, we spoke about this earlier on. I guess with Marcus Rashford, you don't know the full details behind the scenes, and the documents, what we've seen from Paul Pogba, are, you know, pretty colourful in terms of what you speak about his family, etc., and what's been happening to him. But do you ever think he'll be remembered as one of the greats in the Premier League, or is that
I don't think so, but I don't think there was enough consistency at United or in the Premier League when he was here. Like I said, we just saw little bits of magic here and there in a few games, but I don't think he's amongst the greatest in the Premier League at all.
I mean, you've got to look back on his time here and then going to Juventus, the 12 games that you had and 0 goals, and now to be facing this band. Do you ever think there's a way back into football?
Look, it's Paul Pogba, is a massive name, so there probably will be a way back. But at that elite level, I don't think it will be that high. You know, you're looking at, you know, Division 1, League 2, wherever it be abroad.
Do you ever think he's one of the biggest flops that Manchester United has had?
You've had some flops, Man United have.
Especially over this last 10-year period, it's ridiculous.
I think for the price tag, you have to say yes.
Mm-hmm.
For the price tag that he came and joined United.
Okay, 03717 22 3344. You can get in touch with us this afternoon. Let us know your thoughts on Paul Pogba. Was his fall among Manchester United fans? Was he completely overrated? He never lived up to the heights. And now look at the situation that he is in now. Come up for a chat, and you can also join us if you fancy for the Fools panel. Go up against myself, Jermaine, and Stan Collymore, and also Ian Danter is going to be with us to predict the scores this weekend. 03717 22 3344. Good afternoon to you. You're listening to talkSPORT.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app, and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.